Hallie Gray, Director of Marketing for Ember Tribe here. Super excited to talk to you about the anatomy of a successful growth system. This is something that I see a lot of confusion about online when it comes to like hiring PPC agencies or hiring growth agencies or investing in your marketing. What is a growth system? What does it look like? How does it help your business? And I'm going to talk about that today. We are really passionate about this. This is what we're nerding out about on a day-to-day basis. And it's the reason why instead of just hiring people who do Facebook ads, we hire specifically growth specialists, because this is what we are creating on the back end for our clients. And maybe you think you need Facebook ads, but really what you need is a full growth system. So let's talk about it today and what it might look like and how it might help your business. So the system is basically going to consist of traffic at its heart, at its like the main engine of your growth system is paid traffic. Now, the reason why paid traffic is because it's more consistent and you can calculate projections a lot easier. If organic traffic is something that you are relying on pretty heavily, that's awesome, but paid traffic is going to allow you to forecast and predict your growth in a more accurate way. There are definitely always ups and downs. It is not always going to be like 5 or 500 sales a day. It is definitely going to have, long-term average growth is going to be easier to predict. But paid traffic is something that we definitely are recommending and we use for our clients when it comes to creating growth systems. Then what we do is make sure that we add on to these systems and start to build them out more and more as clients spend time with us. So we might start with paid traffic, but then we definitely make sure that there are retargeting funnels in place. It's not just ads, it's emails, it's SMS, it's Messenger. It's super important that when you are investing into a growth system that you have a way to try and maximize the most of the spend that you are doing. So it might be the spend into the system, it might be the spend into your paid ads, but at the end of the day, when you are building out a growth system, you definitely want to be optimizing it to be the most effective and efficient thing possible. So it's really important that all those cold prospects coming in get pitched, your SaaS product, your e-commerce product, or your, lead gen offer in a way that makes sense for them and that doesn't leave anybody like potential clients or customers out in the cold. Another part of this that most people overlook is that unlike hiring just like a PPC agency, when you are working with Ember Tribe or regardless of who you work with, you need to make sure people are looking out for your best interests, and that includes market offer fit. So we have had clients coming in who are selling something that, it's awesome, it's nice, but the market fit is not accurate. The offer is not communicated well. The messaging needs to be adjusted. Those are things we test for because that is a crucial component of a successful growth system. If you don't have someone looking out for your overall marketing, messaging fit, what you're actually doing is investing a lot of money into a not so viable business model. And that's an important part of creating a growth system, is knowing, hey, at the core of what we offer as a business, is this viable at scale? And so that's a super important thing for us to test at Ember Tribe and to make sure that we account for when we're creating these systems. We do a lot of testing. I like to think that we do more testing than Tesla, because at the end of the day, we are trying to always be looking for strategic, smart ways to improve your business. So of course we could test like a green image versus a red image, but that's not going to move your business forward. What's going to move your business forward is a series of tests that are using each other to kind of learn from and optimize on. And that's what we're doing with our growth systems. So when we apply a test maybe on Facebook or Pinterest or Snapchat, and we find that there has been success there, we will test that in different environments. So email messaging, other paid ad platforms, etc., so that we can always make sure to apply those strategic tests and their learnings across the whole system, not just in one component, which in my experience can be tricky when you are hiring someone who is just doing Facebook ads, hiring someone to just do email. You basically have compartmentalized all of those different components out of your growth system. That can be tough. All right, so why do you need this? Well, at the end of the day, you are basically going to be able to outperform your competitors and peers by being able to put prospects into your system, making sure they're optimized in terms of like educating them, creating trust, offering them different offers, making sure that you're talking about it the right way and your messaging makes sense for them and that it's the right people coming into the system. And that's going to allow you to afford to acquire a customer at a higher cost than your competitors and peers, which is a pretty common truth that when you can pay more for a customer than your peer, than your competitor, you're going to be able to outperform them. So that's really important. And that's why we make sure that we're building all of these out. Because at the end of the day, it's going to allow for a sustainable, profitable growth. Now, I love to forecast. I don't know if you nerd out about it as much as I do, but I love to forecast growth and to be able to see it and to kind of lean on it and depend on it or rely on it. Of course, when it comes to growth is not linear. It is very much an average and a sum of the work that you do. So that's something to consider, that your growth system is going to definitely be taking time and is going to outperform what you're currently doing over a longer period of time. One day you might go into your growth system and see, oh, okay, today we did not do as well as yesterday, but yesterday we did 6 to 10 times better than we have done in the previous day. And so this is an averaging out or a culmination of all the work that your growth system is doing, and it is not going to be predictable on like a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis, but it will be predictable growth over a longer period of time. Okay, and then the last point that I really, really want you to know and understand is that half a system is not a system. You would not go in and be like, okay, well, I'm going to expect paid traffic to work right away. I understand why you might think that, because there's a lot of people online who are like, yes, Facebook ads, that is the one and done solution. When you're creating a growth system, you can't go in and expect it to work if you only commit to halfway, right? So it's something about paid traffic and growth systems that people are like, oh, okay, well, I'll test it, and if it doesn't work, I will, try something else. A growth system, including paid traffic, is expensive, because at the end of the day, what happens is that this is a lot of testing, this is a lot of custom built information and a system that is only going to work for your business. It is 100% engineered uniquely for your business and brand. So when you're thinking about that, I want you to think about, would you go in for half a heart transplant? Would you go in for, half a car? Of course not. You don't expect those to work out well, I would hope. And to perform the way that you would want them to perform. And so a lot of the times when people come in, they expect it to work right away, even though we are literally building it from pretty much scratch for your business and expecting to see phenomenal results right away. And so when you think about it in the terms of surgery or getting a car made, this is going to take a lot of time and testing to get it right. And so it is an investment into your business's long-term success, but it works out really well for the people who commit to their growth system and to making it work. So that's what I want you to think about, is that when you are actually investing into your marketing, when you're investing into your paid traffic, when you're investing into your email marketing, are you creating a growth system, or are you just creating additional work for yourself? Because at the end of the day, if they are not all working together, then you only have half the growth system. All right, thanks for listening, and see you later.